Hello, everyone, and welcome back to yet another episode of Cricket Talks with Rish. So, we are here finally for the final four, the playoff stage of the Tata Indian Premier League. Remember last time we made a video saying how RCB can qualify, and they have made that fourth spot and they have qualified as the last team in the Tata IPL. So, here we are, me and Ahan here today. We're going to take you through a full tour of the four teams of their journey in the Tata IPL and how do we think who will progress and eventually lift the trophy at the 26th of May. So, hi, Ahan. Welcome back. How are you doing?
Great, great.
First of all, I can see the jersey RCB. How are you feeling? Let's start with RCB, to be honest. They deserve all the
Uh,
credit.
Feels great, feels great. I think after the first seven losses after the first seven losses of the tournament, there seemed to be no hope for the team to qualify. Everyone everyone on social media was saying that RCB have no chance, they're pretty much out of the tournament. First team to be
Yeah.
eliminated. But somehow they persevered through, went on to win all six games. And in the last game against CSK, they won by the amount of runs they needed to. And they somehow qualified. So yeah, I mean, great feeling, and that match was really like put me through all emotions.
Yeah, exactly. Because I think we have heard this has gone all around social media where Kohli saying 1% chance. That's exactly what RCB had that day when we made the video. They just had a 1% chance of qualifying when we made that, and now they are 100% already through.
Yeah,
And I think more than anything, it's the fighting spirit we saw from every individual. Like they were ready to turn up every single game and give their best. Even in the bowlers, we know the bowling department was under a lot of scrutiny, but the way they have stood up in the last six games against top teams, they played SRH, they played CSK in a knockout with a margin as well. And Chinnaswamy, imagine defending with a margin is out of brains,
difficult. Yeah.
but they, they did that. So kudos to them. But I think for me, one revelation which I would say in this RCB team is the standing up of the middle order. Rajat Patidar, the way he came in the second half of the tournament, there was a real big boost. Then
Definitely.
we saw till until Will Jacks was there. Will Jacks was providing a good hand. Then we all know how Aussies are in the knockout games. Glenn Maxwell showed his true self against CSK.
Yes,
He
yes.
batted cameos, got the wicket. First, he got Gaikwad out, I think, if I'm not wrong,
Yeah,
in
yeah.
the first over. So that's top notch. What do you say about this team? If you go through an overlook of it.
So yeah, I mean the from the very start of the tournament, everyone said RCB are one of the worst bowling lineups. They bought someone who like say Yash Dayal. They bought him for I think 5 to 6 crore.
Yeah,
And after what happened last season with him against Rinku Singh in that game, defending 29 runs and actually ended up losing the game, everyone thought that that might be rock bottom for him. He was in a pretty bad place after that. He stopped performing well.
yeah,
And then suddenly he came into his RCB team. And the first few matches he struggled a bit, but he still kept a good economy. And towards
yeah,
the end, in the games where he required him to get wickets, he came through, pulled up with the wickets, and he is the top wicket taker for RCB this season with 15. So, I
yeah,
mean, this seems like a superb comeback. And as everyone says, the comeback is stronger than the setback. So, yeah,
yeah.
great comeback from him.
Really? Yeah. Because exactly like I think about Yash Dayal itself, when they needed 17 runs to qualify Chennai in the last over, and the ball was given to Yash Dayal. I'm sure more than 90% of people all over RCB fans were thought, why Yash Dayal out of all persons? And I'm sure that six of Dhoni in the first ball would have just put even more such fear. Why? The 11, if
Yeah,
we give him 11
definitely.
of 5, I think with Dhoni and Jadeja on the crease, 11 of 5 is like a piece of cake. Like any
Yeah.
team will say Dhoni and Jadeja will get through that because they had Thakur as well to come in next, who eventually came. But the way Yash Dayal, he nailed his slower ball, he got Dhoni out. Then he bowled two dot balls, which put pressure on Jadeja. And then we just saw the result there. Insane.
Yeah, I mean,
Wow,
absolutely
what
superb
a
in last
comeback.
over. I
Indeed,
mean,
indeed.
it's very difficult in such a situation where you have to restrict them to a certain score and you come in as not one of the marquee bowlers of the team against two
Yeah,
of probably India's and probably the world's greatest finishers. And you
yeah.
somehow manage to restrict that over for only 6 or 7 runs is absolutely superb. I mean, the
Indeed.
way he bowled that slower ball to Dhoni, which got him out, where Swapnil to the catch. Then the first dot ball to Shardul. The fourth ball he edged it to one of the slips where he went for a single, and then those two dots to Jadeja. Absolutely superb. I mean,
Yeah,
I thought going into the last over after Dhoni hit that first six, I honestly thought the game was over. Like he'd easily finish it in like 2 or 3 balls probably. But the way he pulled
Yeah,
through, honestly, superb, just superb game to watch. And a very good
indeed.
performance from the bowlers and the batsmen, yeah.
Yeah, a great tournament, a great second half there. There were 8 played, 7 lost, 1 win. With RR at that time the top in the leaderboard, but see where they are. They're playing the eliminator now, both of them. So not much of a difference. And on that note, I'd like to welcome Akshat as well on this show. Thank you, Akshat, for joining in.
Hey Rishabh, hey Ahan, how are you doing? How's it going?
All good, all good. It's great to have you on the show. So yeah, just as you were speaking about RCB, now probably we'll go to the next team who is in the eliminator, Rajasthan Royals. Before I would say something, I would like Akshat, what do you say about Rajasthan Royals from their perspective of this tournament?
Great start. They had like the great start, and all they've dominated in bowling, they dominated in the batting. And I feel the last 1 month, especially this month, they have been all winless. So
Yeah,
I feel I hope they get that win. So that if they have been playing so superb this season, and if they lose tomorrow, they are going to regret a lot tomorrow if they lose after being
indeed.
playing so well over the whole
Because they were the
tournament.
first team to qualify in the month of April itself. And from that point, they're stuck on 16 and they got 1 point because of a washout against
Because of,
I think KKR it was. Yeah,
Yeah.
KKR. They got a washout against KKR.
yeah.
So, An, want to ask you on this part now. This is similar sort of story which happened to Rajasthan last year as well. They won a lot and then they again went to a slump. But this time, of course, the slump is a much bigger. They have not won for 4 matches and had a washout. So, tentatively, you could say 5 matches winless. What do you think is going wrong in the second half for them of the tournament, like last 2 years?
I think I think it's more about like this, like we saw in the last game, they had a big player missing from the squad who's gone back for the few England games before the World Cup. They have their main opener Josh Butler missing, which is probably
Yeah,
a big knock for them because you have someone like Tom Curler coming in who is not very experienced in the league, has barely played match in
yeah,
India, so it's going to be tough for him to adapt to the situation. So that I feel is
yeah.
one place where even in the game tomorrow, RCB can exploit, seeing that
Mm.
they have started to bowl well. That seems like one place where they can take advantage. But I think it's just in general, the batting has been disappointing for the last 4 games because they started the tournament so well. They went 4 games on a row winning streak.
Yeah.
It looked like one of the most balanced teams in the tournament. They were bowling well, batting well, restricting teams to under 200 and chasing it easily. And those first few games from Josh Butler, where he scored 200s, one against KKR and one against RCB, both while chasing, were just they simply started the tournament in a superb way, and they definitely looked like the favorites to win the tournament. But something went wrong in May, and I think they've lost all 4 games this month. And something
Yeah.
else went wrong in them. They stopped scoring. The bowling was they weren't hitting their lines and length. So all they need to do to get back on track is practice a bit more, start batting well, and bowl their lines, and then it could be a good game tomorrow.
Yeah, because it's quite surprising because we have seen how Rian Parag was the talk of the town. Like the way he started. Sanju Samson showed consistency. That's why he is included in the World Cup team as well for India. But suddenly it's just going all wrong. Dhruv Jurel is not proving to his potential. I think he's a much better player than what we're seeing for Rajasthan Royals.
Definitely.
Then we saw like Rian Parag flopping a bit. Sanju Samson, he's a lone hand. He's playing good knocks, but he's not getting enough support. And I think Josh Butler will be a big miss going into this last stage. Not sure if they'll win tomorrow or not, but even if they win, I'm sure as they head to qualifier 2 and finale, he'll be a big miss. That's gonna hurt them eventually at some point. But yeah, probably just an overall a bit of complacency also you can say. Maybe a bit they were thought they were playing well, they qualified. Why to take it? They in their minds. I think they already are assured of a top 2 spot. They didn't worry much. They were like only 1 win was required. Aram se mil jayega, but that didn't happen. And you saw what is the result. They are playing third now. Then they have do or die situation next 3 games to lift the title. So yeah, I think in overall Rajasthan are a bit disappointing in the second half after being the hot favorites. Now let's go to the top 2 teams, SRH and Kolkata Knight Riders. First, I'd like to talk about SRH. Pat Cummins just has a habit of winning. I mean, wherever he goes, he just likes to silence the crowd, just gets everyone engaged in his own topic. So, Akshat, what do you think about Pat Cummins coming in as SRH captain, first of all, this year?
To be honest, he's been a great captain in this season, and you just said silencing the crowd, and he has shown a bit. But I feel they're a good team, and I feel they should win tonight. Actually, against
Mm.
a good KKR team, which are also playing good cricket this season.
Yeah. Because and like SRH, I think under Pat Cummins are playing with a lot more freedom. You see Travis Head, you see Abhishek Sharma in a whole new group. I don't think I've seen Abhishek Sharma bat like that before ever. So, what do you think? Is that the change which Hyderabad needed because they're finally into the playoffs after finishing last year?
I mean, yeah, definitely. They've got they went into the auction with kind of the mentality looking to bring in someone who's a born winner, someone who can form a good innings up top. And the two perfect players for that was Pat Cummins as captain and Travis had to open the innings. So, I mean, those two
Yeah.
guys are really game changing for them in the way they have played. And from the very first game, we just saw them come out with an intensity where they want to go to hit every ball. And they've carried on
Yeah.
that through the tournament. Like we saw against the game against LSG, chasing down 167 in 9.4 overs is actually an insane thing to do. Like they just every over they just hit the ball. It's just like you're seeing raw hitting over here. They don't know where the ball's coming, just going and swinging the bat at it. And the thing is, it worked most of the times. They just went on
Yeah.
hitting, and bowlers could do nothing about it. So initially, also with the season, they started on such high scores. They broke RCB's record of 263 against MI with
Yeah.
277, and the game after that against RCB with 287. So I mean, it's just raw hitting from them, and they have the big hitters in the team, which is a big advantage to them. And they do have good bowlers too. So it looks like a great team to go on to win the tournament. And I think today will be a good fight for KKR.
Yeah, because SRH they struggle against chasing. You know, early on they lost 2-3 matches, two matches I think on the bounce when they were chasing. But as you said, they just silenced everyone with that knock of 9 overs, 167. Punjab tried the tactic as well to try to. They wanted to bat in the last league match, didn't work out. SRH eventually won that match as well. So I think they found that jigsaw puzzle as well where they had to work on. So that is also correct, and they fixed that puzzle out. But I think 167 in 9 overs is more than what we hit in stick cricket. I don't think I can also hit 167 in 9 overs in stick cricket mobile. So what they are doing in real life is probably, I don't know how do I put it. It's big than baseball. What we have termed.
Definitely.
And now probably the last part and the last team of this playoff. Akshat, can you take me through Kolkata Knight Riders under Gautam Gambhir this year? How do you think? What have you seen from a fan point of view, especially?
As a neutral point of view, like I've seen like Gautam Gambhir and Chandrakant Pandit have changed this team completely. Phil Salt, Sunil Narine going berserk at the top. Then Venkatesh Iyer, then Rinku, Russell, Shreyas Iyer himself also playing berserk cricket. They have like changed the definition of like playing T20 cricket in this tournament, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think like as you all know, Gautam Gambhir coming back to KKR when he was in LSG last 2 seasons, they qualified for the playoffs. He's come back to his own franchise. He was so happy. You could see in social media 2 weeks before the IPL. He's coming back home, and he's just proven his point. They have finished first in the table, I think for the first time, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
And also with the highest plus 1.5. So that is really insane and really mind blowing. And I think one thing which Gautam Gambhir brings to any team for that matter is intensity. He has a never say die attitude, like he just fights. He has that fighting spirit, never giving up. And Shreyas Iyer is someone who is a cool captain, takes it a bit light, and it's a good mix between both of them. I think their mix is just working out very well. But to talk more about their team structure, their batting and bowling, I'd like Ahan to just go through the whole team, what he felt so far.
So initially to the tournament, they looked like a very balanced team with the players they bought. They went in the auction, got Stark for a whooping price of 24.75 crores. And initially thought that he might have been too overpriced. And initially in the start of the season, he was underperforming. But towards the end of the season, he's come up and he started getting his wickets, started bowling well economically. And the batting from the very first game has been honestly superb. Like Phil Salt, just number 2 T20 batsman in the world, comes out and plays a beautiful innings every game. And the surprise package of Narayan who initially was in the orange cap race and still is,
Yeah,
has just been superb hitting from it. Took us back to the old days where he used to open and just hit the ball around. And he contributes with the ball as well. So Narayan has been a great player for them overall in the tournament. And the rest of the batting lineup is looking very strong. I mean, Venkatesh has been a consistent player throughout the season. Shreyas Iyer has played his knocks throughout the season. Rinku and Russell, whenever have been needed, have come in and hit a few. So the batting looks very good. And obviously Ramandeep, who comes in at two end of the innings and makes just 20 runs in 8 balls in games. So the batting has been superb, and the bowling with Chakravarti, Stark, Vaibhav, and the one surprise package I think has been Harshit Rana this season. Seems like a
yeah,
very great underrated bowler to say. He's come in, he's gotten big wickets in important games. So yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, looks like a very well-rounded team, and they pretty. I think they are the favorites to win the IPL right now, from the 4 teams that have gone through to the playoffs.
Yes, yeah, that's true. I think it took us back when Sunil Narayan was opening with Chris Lynn, the good old days, where they used to just destroy the bowling teams for fun. And Sunil Narayan, he scored 100 this year. No one imagined him. His job is just to be there for 6 overs and come out. But he scored 100, he scored 80, he scored 70s, which is really beneficial, for KKR. Even Shreyas Iyer, for that matter, was surprised in the dugout when he was hitting the way he did. So we have concluded a total overview of all the 4 teams. I would now like to, out of these 4 teams, I'll ask you and Akshat and Ahan, who do you think is going to lift the title on the 26th of May at this stage of the tournament? I'll start with Akshat.
Oh, it's very tough to pick. So, my finalist would be Sunrisers and RCB, and I would want RCB to win the title this time and take the
Okay.
2016 revenge again.
Yes, indeed.
And yeah,
What about you?
Similar from me as well. I think being an RCB fan, I obviously want them to lift the trophy. And they do seem like the most informed team right now, coming off 6 wins. And it seems
Yeah.
like at this point they can take on any opposition, be it SRH, be it KKR or RR, they can take anyone on. So they look like good favorites to win, but SRH too are looking like a strong team to compete. And I think right now the only team I would say is not in a position to win is RR, because they're looking a
Yeah.
bit shaky since the last few games. So I think they don't really have a shot at it. But between these 3 teams, I think RCB have the best chance of winning it as of now.
That's well said. If you go to me personally, I also feel it'll be a 2016 repeat. It will be an SRH versus RCB finale. And I really hope RCB lift the cup and gives Kohli what he deserves. Man, that guy's been through a lot. I don't think he can handle any more pain. I don't feel he should handle any more pain. He should win this, then go in 1 month's time to the Caribbean and the USA and live that World Cup as well for India eventually. It's all setting up beautifully. And we are just around 1 hour away, 45 minutes to 1 hour away from the first ball of a qualifier 1. So thank you so much, Akshat and Ahan, for joining me today in this Cricket Talks with Rish show. We'll come back soon with another video because now the tournament is also ending. So we'll come back soon again to give a full disclosure of everything. Until then, take care, everyone. Enjoy the playoffs and see you. Thank you, Ahan. Thank you, Akshat.
Thank you.
See you.
Thank you. See you.